for my rounds, oh yeah. Victory, gold on my neck, Mr. T. Victory, zombie gang rapping that NYC. Victory, ice on my neck like a little weak. We run like a paraclete. It's on earth, but it's where I be. Money over on my headstone. Here lies young, getting paid, but never take a loss on my headstone. Only take a when I'm dead. Zombie gang 3 times on my headstone. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the headstone. Too late, you already there. Imagine when you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream, cause I never knew I'd get my chance to link up. Oh, I tell you all of this unusual to me. Swear I came from the bottom, flappers living, walking dead on. Put your favorite rapper's name up on the headstone. Big with the cheese and you're dead wrong. Propaganda said the standards in the tear down. Throw it back, yeah, I'm born to. It's talking, it's hot, so leave me where I'm at. I'm living how I want now. No reason to look down, it's clear to see. All eyes on me for 100 degrees. Who am I? Ruthless, easy, does it. In public, hated or love it. The underdogs with liquor swabs. It was written in my diary to start a war. I'm feeling infamous, immortal with my technique. A revolutionary shining with diamond teeth. Young Don Cartagena, excuse my demeanor. This the glamour life, you still not a player. You ain't half as nice. I'm born again, life after death. I made the sacrifice, I'm super duper fly. Juicy, keep them hypnotized. I said my name is Juice, America's most. Ain't no half stepping, see you at the crossroads. Money over on my headstone. Here lies young, getting paid, but never take a loss on my headstone.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. First down, it's Savage. Rolling to his right, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Detroit!
To throw on second down is Savage. He hits Beasley right side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A gain of 13 and also a first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Savage now to throw. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll bring up a second down.
Lucky 56.
From the gun, here's Savage. And some space here. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So our initial drive this afternoon results in 3. Not sure that that's a statement necessarily, but getting points on the road, never a bad thing.
You're exactly right about that. I love how you framed it, right? Not sure it's a statement, but at the same time, you're putting something out there, aren't you? Letting them know, hey, we came to play today.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
4 down.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Breeze. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence. Able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Now Austin. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Savage from the 50. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. And they've got it here with a 1st down. The give is to Elliott. And he's got room. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit! Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down. Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll try the air now with Savage. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots on the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Savage now on 2nd. It's caught right side. It turns. Just 3 catches in the wild card victory for him a week ago, and now he's got his first here, and it's good for a 1st down. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up,
right.
Hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football, and then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
A give to Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
In my humble estimation, terrific work there defensively. Running backs trying to get wide, get to the sideline, and they beat him to the spot, forced him out of bounds, pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
On second down, here's Savage, escaping the pressure right. He's got it. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tavon Austin taking it in. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Breeze now on first down. Caught on the left side by Ginn. Ted Ginn's gonna go. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 75 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
To throw on second down. Savage, a dump off to Elliott. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll run with Elliott. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down, 4 down. Check.
10th carry now for Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs?
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the catch good. It's Eifert. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Here's Elliott. And some room to roam now. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 33 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. It's good to make it 17-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Detroit!
After the interception, here's Savage. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Cameron Jordan in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Watch him now, Barney!
Play action. It's Savage. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You've got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Savage. And this is going to be incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Breeze to throw on second down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Eluding the pressure right. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
Here we go.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
21.
4 down. Check.
Again, it's Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
4 down. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Got it.
Watch 54.
Under.
54.
Where's that?
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
4 down. 4 down.
Breeze to throw again. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And Lutz's kick is good. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Kill. 21.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 67 yards. And the Saints are back within a score. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Call it a loss of 6 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Detroit! Detroit!
Tight end right, tight end right.
Hot! Hot!
Out of the gun, Savage. Looking deep for Elliott. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Savage from the shotgun snap. Airing it out for Hearns. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Getting them holes.
Ready! We're set! We're waiting! We're set!
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
21! 21!
Hey, 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 hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
To the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. We got 4.
Got it!
We got 4.
11!
Go, go, go. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike. Wants to run. Hey.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Single, single. Single, single.
11, 11, 11.
Mike's by 4, Mike's by
12, 12, 12.
Breeze now to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They get the penalty yardage back plus 5 more as they get it to 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Watch the pass. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
Moving shot.
54.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Yeah, baby.
95-56.
Ingram again, a first down carry. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Get set.
Watch tight end. Tight right. 4 down.
Hey, kill. 21.
He's checking. Crash.
Okie.
Hey, watch Sam.
Under.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, guys, check me out.
Moving shot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Yo trip is here, baby. Yo trip is here.
And Lutz puts this one through. And that's going to tie things at 20. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
Again, it's Elliott. And not a a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. 30, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 72 yards. And the Cowboys have broken the tie. Walsh now for the PAT.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Walsh. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super tough.
A false start backs him up 5, first and 15. Following the penalty, it's Camara. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So no gain on the play. They'll decline the penalty to not give him the down back.
And were you thinking to yourself that maybe they would take the yardage there?
Yeah,
because
possibly.
I definitely was. But as you noted, maybe they're just looking at the downs chart and saying, okay, we're comfortable where we are.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
Monday. Hey, 11. Four down.
Shotgun now for Breeze. This is caught by Ginn. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Hey. 4 down. 11.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. And Ginn's got it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Breeze to another longtime vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. Breeze now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10.
Here we go. We got four. What's that?
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down. Alert. 12. Right there. 54. Right there.
What's that?
From the gun, it's Breeze. On the check down, he finds Camara. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
Ready. We're ready. Wait, set.
Mike's by four. Mike's by four. Defense wins championships, baby.
Yes. 5-8.
Check 31.
Wait, set.
On first down, Breeze. Staying on his feet. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, very smart play right there. Pocket collapsing around him. Love the way he moved around a little bit and avoided the sack.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Kill. 12.
54 is Mike.
11.
4, watch 54.
Wait, set. Ready, wait, set.
Throwing now is Breeze. Flushed out right. And he's got some space here. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
21. Hey, two. Wait, set. Ready, wait, set.
Breeze now. He is going to find Hill here. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
You want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cameron Meredith from 3 yards out. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, able to avoid him. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. They'll fake the handoff with Savage. He's going to air one out. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Okay, baby, I see you. I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Four down. Four down. Wait set. Wait set.
Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
41. Watch 41. We got trips over here. Trips over here. Let's overload. Wait set. Wait set.
Back to throw, Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Level. Got it. Check 52. 13. Motion.
Now Breeze. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Austin. Wiggles free, and he's out of bounds, able to get it up right near the 25 to the 24. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Savage. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Savage now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Gun!
Savage now to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, it's Elliott. He finds some open field here. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And an overtime playoff game, but the rules, they stay the same as they did in the regular season.
That's exactly right. Whoever scores first, unless it's a touchdown, the other team has a chance to match. That's how it really gets played out. But remember this, no matter how far we go in overtime, in the regular season, there was only one period. Here, we're going to go until we have a winner.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible, because right now he is wrecking things for them.
All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion, beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That burst good for 20 and a first down. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone, all right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Brees. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. Now Brees. That's complete to Meredith. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Here we go. Tight end right. 4 down. Check. Hey, two. 11. 11.
Brees now on first down. Thomas, and this is caught. It's a touchdown in overtime, and they are marching on to the playoffs. Well, one side moves on, and then, of course, there's the other side, and now they face what they don't want to face, and that's the offseason.
Think about the journey just getting to this game. Preseason, right? The OTAs and mini camps before that. Going through the regular season, fighting and scratching and clawing to make it to the playoffs. And then to get to this game, one game short of a conference championship, they'll have the whole